Hello, hello. Wait, have you changed your colour? I swear you used to have a different colour on the Twitch chat, unless I'm just remembering wrong. Just readjust my microphone there. Should I be pinging everyone on all the server, or are we just pinging the RTR part? Oh, you want me to play as well? I was just going to cast a game. I guess if we don't have enough players, I can play. Alright, fair enough. Yeah. I mean, I was thinking I was just going to cast, but like I said, if we need the player numbers, I can pop in. Hello and welcome to those that have just jumped into the stream. So this is just some little community games, something a little bit different. So if you are in the chat, feel free to enter the lobby, which Unrestricted just posted. I'll just post it again. It's a free-for-all land Nomad game. And I think there's a $25 prize to the winner. So if anyone wants to give it a punt, no harm, no foul, as they say. I think we're hoping to do a couple of games tonight as well. I'm not exactly sure what we've got planned. I guess I'll just see how many people are up for the games. Looks like Unrestricted's got his stream on as well, so maybe he's just going to do his player point of view. Hello everyone. Let's just jumped in. It's actually been a little bit while since the last casted, because I was meant to cast the what was it? Which game was it? The Kyo Cool game, was it? And then ended up getting delayed, and Unrestricted ended up casting that series in the end. But we do have more tournament games on the horizon. Of course, over this weekend we've got the Masters of Citadel little tournament set up that we've done over the weekend, which was an invitational tournament. We've got 8 pretty strong players playing in that, including Survivalist, the AOE2 player. Said he'd pop in, give it a shake with the stick. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Not sure how many people. I know Popeye said he was interested. Hoping a few more people jump in for the lobby. Maybe I'll just jump in now. I'll just jump in, might as well. And then if someone else wants to pop in afterwards, I can drop out if someone else wants to replace me. Like I said, I was thinking I was going to cast this, but I'm not sure how many people are actually going to show up. So actually, it's definitely going to be unranked. What am I doing? Oh, I've got a link. What am I doing? Silly Ivan. There we go. Oh, a few people have jumped in now, actually. Power Slaven. I'm not aware who this young fellow is. Nooble. Maybe Jesse's told him it's a community game. With prize money up for grabs. He's picked the Romans. He's got he's got a little phalanx in formation in there. Want to play it. Like I said, everyone's free to jump into this one. don't think you need to do that. I think you can just leave it on random. If you set it to... Oh yeah, you need to set it to FFA actually. Maybe there isn't a setting to do that. Or could you set the number of teams? I can't remember. Yeah, like I said, I'm not sure how many people we are going to get in because we were a little bit short on notice with saying we were going to do this. We only put the post out last night. Hopefully we do get a handful more people in. And like I said, if you are viewing and you feel like you want to play, do feel free to hop in. All are welcome. Oh, we got Bone in. Very nice. Like I said, I was mostly planning to cast these games. I'll play if we need another person. But yeah, I was hoping to cast some of the community games just for a little bit of fun. It's going to be a little bit manic with 8 players going on. I've not actually done the most players of casters is just for 2v2 in the 2v2 tournament. But yeah, just thought we'd make a little event for the community to just hopefully encourage some people back into the lobbies, play some games. Keep up the RTR dream. Just keep tabs on the lobby just to make sure you see what's going on here. So I think we do have just a couple of games planned as far as I'm aware. Like I said, if people stick around, I'm sure we can do a couple more. I've just come back from work myself, so I do want to go off to eat at some point, but like I said, we'll just have a little bit of fun. Looks like we do have 7 people in, so I'll give it a few more minutes. And then if no one else joins, I'll jump in, but otherwise I will, like I said, I'll be casting the game. I don't know how you cast a free-for-all game, but I'll give it a go. Like I said, there's a couple of people, slightly unfamiliar faces, to me at least. So maybe we've got a couple of new players joining in, which is good. Good to see. Hopefully Jesse or Rez or someone's give him the Discord details and stuff. Give him part of the community. That'd be nice. Yeah, hopefully we can get the game up and going pretty quickly. Like I said, it's almost full already. And again, if there's anyone in the audience that wants to join in, feel free to. Assume you have the game, of course. What are you doing, cat? This cat can't decide whether she wants to sit down or not. Let's find another spot. There we go. Let me go sort my chair out. So yeah, this first map's going to be Land Nomad, and I think we're going to have a player vote for the second map. And like I said, hopefully we get a couple. Oh no, just how many people and what do we need? Just a couple at the moment. And as I said, there's a little small prize pool. We've been funded by an anonymous donor for a few community events, so I think we're planning to hopefully do a few of these little things just for the, like I said, the community players. Just little short events. So $25 is up for grab. I think it's for each of the two games actually, so $50 total. Just like I said, give it a punt if you want. So I know we've got 2 slots open. So maybe the case that I will jump in. Like I said a little while ago, we got the Masters of Citadel, a little bit of a copy of the Masters Arena name, but I guess they're pretty similar maps, so we'll let it go. And we'll be streaming some games for that tomorrow as well. So I'm not exactly sure who's going to be streaming which games, but I think I will be streaming a couple of the games. Maybe a couple of them will be streamed on a restricted stream as well. But there are going to be some best of 5 games tomorrow. For the there's 8 players in that invitational tournament, so it's going to be the quarterfinals tomorrow. Best of 5s. We're just looking for a couple of last players for the free-for-all. Let me just update my AOE2 Rex because sometimes it doesn't update. Yeah, like I said, I think we'll be planning to do a few more of these in the future, but we'll probably give a bit more than 1 day's notice in the future, just so a few more people are aware of what's going on. It was kind of a little bit of a last-minute decision if we were going to do this event or not. But like I said, we just wanted to host a little thing for just for people to just turn up and play that were interested. Then maybe, like I said, maybe just sort of make this a semi-regular thing, just to try and keep him going, keep people interested, so that there are still some lobbies for people to play in. I guess I'll post the link one more time just in case anyone is interested and did want to join. So if you don't know, you just have the game open and copy paste that into your browser and it'll open the game lobby for you directly. Because unfortunately the lobby system is a little bit funky. If you don't know what you're doing to get to the game, it can sometimes be a little bit annoying. It is in the unranked section for those that might be looking for it. And yeah, the Citadel's games will be starting from 13 GMT for anyone that was interested in that. And then it'll be running for most of the day. Like I said before, hopefully back-to-back or reasonably close to back-to-back best of 5 series. I think how it might work is maybe on Rez will maybe stream the earlier 2 and then I'll maybe stream the later 2 because he is playing in the tournament. So just waiting for a couple of spots to be filled. Like I said, pennies are up for grabs, but it's mostly just for fun. And that's just a little teaser to get a few more people interested. Excuse me. Sorry, just went off to go grab a drink. Like I said, I just got back from work. So, wasn't quite 100% ready, but more or less good to go. So we just hopefully get another person in, and then get the games rolling. We have 8. We've done it. Alrighty then. I close stream now. Alright, yeah. I was like, wait, you're not streaming? And I was like, oh, I see what you mean. Didn't want to be cheating. Okay, right then. So, I guess I'll just do one last post on the Discord for anyone interested. Let me just find, there we go. Oop, that's not the correct link. I just posted the game link instead of my Twitch channel. Just the game link. Oop, that's my me listening to myself there. I think we're about to launch the lobby, but I just, like I said, I'm just posting and hopefully get a few more people watching and enjoying the games. Oh. Like I said, there is a little bit of money's up for grab. In fact, Unrestricted is insisting that I put that in the title. Maybe I'll put prizes for winners. I don't. It feels a little bit. Not a huge fan of just putting the prize pool in the title personally, but. Prizes. Oh, welcome. There we go. We'll have a nice friendly message. I don't know if that updates here for me. Anyway, let's just make sure the game. Oh, there we go. We have started. So, mute the music, and we'll get us away. Do I have Capture Age open? I do not have Capture Age open, so I will open Capture Age. In fact, this is going to be pretty crazy in Capture Age, I've just realised, because we're going to have millions of stats. Okie dokie, so here we go. And, okay, I'm just trying to get my bearings already. So like I said, it's a free-for-all, 8-player. Like I said, the winner, $25 up for grabs. And I'm just trying to sort of have a look what's going on here. Like, I'm not used to this UI. It's a little bit limited, but we'll go with it. I guess this what is this 3? Maybe I'll figure that out at some point. This is military count, villager count, and idle villagers. Just not sure exactly what this 3. I guess that's that total population, isn't it? Okay, yeah. So it's just that'll be the combined of the military and the villagers. And down here we have number of TCs and castles, which obviously doesn't apply to Return of Rome, as we don't get castles here. Let's have a look. So we've got Carthaginians for Bone, Tonzo on the Macedonians, Palmyrians for Power Slav, Chosen for Popeye, Romans for Hotchins, Jesse on the Cimmerians, Cimmerians, and Restricted on the Babylonians, and Chins, Cold Chins. We've got Hot Chins and Cold Chins is on the Persians. And curiously here, you can see that everyone's built their TC, other than Power Slav has close to 3/4 of the map to himself. But everyone else is really squashed in here. Cold Chin's only just getting his TC up now, so he's going to be a little bit behind. And I'm wondering what this. I guess, yeah, that's total population chart, isn't it? Yeah, Cold Chin's, you can see only 3 population there. I wonder if there's a way to. No, I don't want to change colour. Oh god, what have I done? Help! I've just right, we're going to try and reset that. There we go. No, we've got 2 people in the same colour now. Hotchins, we want them to be a different colour. We can be white. Okay, there we go. I won't mess around with that again, I'll leave it alone. I was just seeing if... okay, here we go. I was seeing if I could see like the resources. There we go, I think that's more useful there. Do we have KDA as well? We do. KDA, I'm so used to it. That's my League of Legends speak coming in there. I'll put us on Eco for now, though, so you can see the resources. Yeah, Carthaginians, obviously, with the extra 50 starting resources for each one. But like I said, okay, we do have a little bit. So Bone actually built a granary on those berries there. Arguably not really worth it, because that's 120 wood you've sunk for just 1 villager collecting. Which is going to pinch him a little bit for wood. Of course, you can just build your TC on a wood line. And obviously, land nomad, there's no water either, so you don't obviously need to go for a dock or anything. A few scattered around houses. So that's interesting, there's a couple of greenhouses here for Restricted. He's put himself right in the corner of the map here. And he's got himself a couple of elephants, done quite well for himself there. And he's going to build a granary. But okay, so conflict's already ensuing. And 3 players actually all going for that 1 berries there. I think they may... Did Unrestricted see that barracks? He does see the barracks. Like I said, there's so many players just in the pocket corner here. It's just sometimes a little funny way, Nomad goes. I got confused with my words there. Power Slav is just going to be, you know, really, especially with the Power Mirians here, he's probably going to be left to his own devices. There's a little bit of banter going off in the chat already. I'm just getting 3 elephants, so that's pretty nice for him. Club are already coming down from Cold Chins. Maybe I should have made Hot Chins and Cold Chins slightly different colours. But the Bone v Bone action, and the Club v Club action, Bone's obviously the villagers. And Restricted sort of trying to wall up with the houses to see if anything else is much going on. KT Axa. Where is KT? Has KT changed his name in game? I don't know if he is playing it. Little house wall from Tonzo here. He's actually in a pretty nice place himself just because he's on like the outer edge of the madness, so he does have the rest of the map. He's got quite a few berries to be able to go and collect there. Popeye also sort of like a nice position, and yeah, Jesse here is like in a very awkward place. He's like very pinched. I don't know if there's a way of seeing when people advance into the next age in this 8-player. And Restricted looks like he's still making villagers. Yeah, Bones. So yeah, both Bone and Jesse are both sort of like a little bit squashed in here. Like I said, Power Slav's going to be able to just do his thing. I think he's on the way up to Tool Age. I think he's probably going to be the first player up. I think everyone else is still making villagers. Oh, Tool Age is actually nearly in for Hot Chins. I've really made this very awkward by changing those colours there. Is there another colour we can change to? Okay, so Hot Chins is actually the first up. In the little flank there. And he's getting the Axa upgrade in. Again, unfortunately, can't see the upgrades just in this UI. I guess there's just like a little bit too much going on. And I'm hearing action. Where are the clubs? Are they down here? Oh, here we go. So Popeye is absolutely beating up on Jesse at the moment. Axa are already in from Hot Chins. I think, yeah, Power Slav's up to the second age. I think Power Slav, like I said, is going to be the big winner of this early game because he's just so far away from everyone else that he's just going to be able to boom. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets the bronze. Let's have a look. He's still a little way off on the resources. Tonzo, 600. So Tonzo actually looking in a fairly decent position to maybe to go to the bronze age. As you can see, he's got 700 food here. Hotchin's trying to break through the axes. He is open. Oh no, it's actually, yeah, it's sealed up here. So it's only this backside. Maybe it'd be good for Tonzo to get the wall upgrade in and build some walls behind these houses, because obviously the axes usually make pretty light work of that. Let's see what's going on here. Club is from Popeye still, as Popeye hits the Tool Age. And Tool Age is also coming in for Unrestricted as well, who is actually on the highest population at the moment with 30. 25 vills, 5. I guess they must all be clubbers since he's only just hitting the Tool Age. Oh no, he's still only halfway up. Yeah, Bone looks like he's, what we've got here, an archery range. So maybe trying to just force Jesse out of the game here. Who we got? And so Unrestricted is actually still, yeah, it's only Cold Chins and Unrestricted are still left in the Stone Age, but I think it's coming. Tool Age is coming for both players. Yes, Cold Chins who's a little bit behind the action. Does have some space. There's actually quite a nice number of resources in the corner here. There's the elephant and the gazelle, so if he can keep himself protected, he could be alright. Jesse here though, he's got 18 vills. I guess most of them. Has he run away with a bunch of vills? I feel like he must have done. I'm just trying to see on the map. Oh no, still, they're all here. Okay, so maybe he did go for a run. Let's have a few clubs. Armour already in for the axes. So Jesse having to go for drastic measures here. I think he did try to micro the villagers away there, but they got a little bit caught on each other. But yeah, Jesse definitely in the worst position here after putting himself right in the bubble of players. Few axes in. 6 axes here from Hot Chins onto Cold Chins. 6 villagers in the TC. All the players are in Tool now. I'm going to check on... yes, it was Tonzo that had quite a lot of resources. Okay, still making villagers. It's not on the way to Bronze Age yet, but 28 vills. I think that's the highest. 29 actually for Popeye, saying that. In fact, 31 for Powerslav. And yeah, Bronze Age is coming in for Powerslav. So again, Powerslav in a very nice position here. Little walls, just trying to keep those villagers safe. Have some action here though. Popeye in with the axes. We've got quite a few. How many bows have we got here? I'm trying to select this dude. Can't. There we go. Tower does go up. A couple of slingers, not going to be too useful against the axes. One villager goes down. So maybe I'll have a quick look at the KD actually, just to see what we're doing. So Hotchins in a lot of action here. Bone has actually lost 17 units here. So Bone has been in the wars, which makes sense as he's in the middle here. He still managed to keep on 17 villagers, that said, and it looks like Popeye has managed to do the most damage so far. Jesse, despite being in a pretty bad spot positionally, which is where his TC is, it's actually not doing too bad, relatively speaking. Powerslav up to bronze though, as I said. And he's going to be in the power position. In fact, he's going government centre. And yeah, just getting the wheel there. Is he getting any military units yet? Not that I can see. Oh, it does say if they're training military units at the top there, I've just noticed. Tonzo just trying to wall himself in, and his food count's gone down, so presumably he has click now. Yeah, Bronze Age for Tonzo as well. So at the moment it's looking like, well, like the score I think is a pretty good indicator in this one. Powerslav definitely the best position, and then Tonzo and Popeye. Is Popeye anywhere near to clicking up? Where is his TC actually? I was there. Tucked in, or still not quite there. Bronze Age for Tonzo though. Let's have a look, see if we can find some action. Jesse's village is on the run, and also his TC is under threat from restricted bows. Double archery range from unrestricted here. A couple of towers up for Cold Chins. Like I said, he's taking advantage of those resources in the corner there. Actually, that town storage pit maybe be a little bit better next to the stone over there. Then he could have doubled up on the resources for later on. There's some slingers in here though. But Tonzo with the Bronze Age advantage is going to have the cavalry to pretty easily deal with those. Does the slingers even have stone mining? If I can click one. No, they don't. Let's have a look. So the chart's telling me, yeah, Powerslav 43 population. Popeye's on 41. Hutchins, in fact, is on 41 as well. And yeah, let's. Where are TC's hit? Excuse me. I do beg your pardon. Not many villagers on food though for Hutchins, as far as I can tell. Oh, here we go. He does have quite a few on the berries down there. Maybe should have transitioned into the farms at some point. The Romans do get cheaper farms. The Hutchins is playing out. Yeah, and restricted, very squashing. Oh, he has managed to sort of expand out a little bit here, but this area here is kind of the killing ground. Maybe saying that, the game's quieting down a little bit. Oh, here we go. We do have a little bit of an engage with the bows. Just reaching over to the wood line of Cold Chins. See what Powerslav's is going for those chariot archers as his option. Where are those? Are they just at home? It's quiet. I think he's doing a little bit of search. In fact, I think Powerslav is probably wondering where everybody is. He's sort of been sat by himself this whole time. Tower goes up from unrestricted. It's the Babylonians, that's going to be quite nice for him, the higher HP ones. And we did have a Chosen player, didn't we? It was Popeye on the Chosen, so he could be using the extra range on those towers to try and push with the towers as well. I think that would have been quite nice. Watch Towers going up defensively as he sort of tries to take out this. Yeah, Jesse's still... Oh, it's only down to 6 villagers now. And he's managed to run his population out. But yeah, he's definitely in a pretty bad spot. Probably going to need to delete the TC. rebuild that when he gets the wood. Let's have a look. How much wood does he have? Only 138 at the moment. I don't know if you'd be brave enough to try and make some more villages there. But Hotchins up to the Bronze Age. And excuse me. Let's have a look, see if anyone else is anywhere near. Not really. And the Chariot Archer mass is building from Powerslav. Oh, some cavalry in here from Tonzo. Hotchins goes for some attempted quick walls, but there is a gap in there. And Tonzo could just try and push through the houses there, but he's deciding against it. And the tower wars between Colchins and the Restricted continue. A couple of the slingers out. It's going to actually be able to do some decent damage here. In fact, he's got through the gate. The gate was left open. Well, it's actually just completely open there. Seriously, types in chat. Colchin's going for the throat now. And yeah, and Restricted's just on bows. So I don't know if these slingers do have the stone mining in. They do not. Villagers coming in. So the slingers will be cleared up. Archers coming back for Unrestricted. And it looks like some nurtury got on Popeye from Bonnet. Decent damage being done here. And another TC just in the corner for Jesse. Okay, so he's getting himself really out of the way with that TC. What's happened to those Chariot Archers? I've not seen... Are they... Okay, we're starting to do some damage. Popeye is in the Bronze Age himself. He doesn't have any of the range upgrades. That +2 is just the chosen bonus. So he could actually, yeah, get those wood upgrades in for the extra range and be pretty much safe from the Chariot Archers, actually. At least for the time being. I'm trying to find where those other chariots are. There we go. There's a good mass there. Has he managed to find any opponents yet? No, he's still just sort of probably confused. Jesse's only on 5 villagers now. Maybe some of those got caught by Powerslav there. And yeah, the cavalry did get through here. Did break down that wall. And it looks like Hotchins faced a bit of a massacring there. There's a little bit of... I don't think anyone's cheated in this one. And yeah, I mean, Jesse's hard struck. I mean, he's slowly building back. If no one finds him, because I think Hotchins, yeah, is struggling here. I'm just trying to sort of keep track. I'm trying to find where his villages are actually at. There's one here. The rest just in TC. There's 7 in the TC, most of them there. OMG help. Bone in a little bit of trouble now. Yep, fully exposed. And Tonzo with the cavalry there, taking full advantage of anyone that's left themselves open. You see how the never-ending battle. I'm surprised neither of these players has gone for the Sentry Tower upgrade. They're both in the Bronze... Actually, no, Unrestricted's still in the Tool Age. He's only just going Bronze Age now. Let's have a look. Village count 46. Still Powerslav on 112 pop. How many TCs is this? 5 now. And yeah, it's going to be a little TC in the corner here for Popeye.
Yes.
100 CA orange. I think a little bit of deals and wheelings and dealings have attempted to be made here. But it looks like Tonzo is really stepping his foot down, and then Powerslav's Chariot Archers probably going to be able to pick off a lot of Unrestricted army here. So probably have quite a big battle here. And in we go. Bronze Age just coming in now for Unrestricted, but he's going to lose all of his current army, and he's going to lose probably his stone miners as well.
Wood, please.
I mean, yeah. I mean, everyone's fighting everyone. Let's have a look at these Chariot Archers, yep, doing a lot of damage here. I'm surprised he didn't pick off these vills here. Let's have a look at how's Jesse doing. Just sitting, I mean, he's got himself a nice little elephant. He's walling himself in. Not left himself a huge amount of space, but fact, yeah, Colchin's in fact is still actually in the Tool Age as well. So I said about the tower upgrade, and I was completely wrong that either of them was in the Bronze Age. I got confused with Hotchins there. So yeah, Sentry Tower does come in now from Restricted, which will probably buy him a lot more space now. But he does have the problem with Chariot Archers. That said, Power Slav isn't really doing the most damage he probably could do. Restricted does have himself sort of walled off on this side, but still exposed here. Slowly sort of get himself in a, I guess, I was going to say somewhat safer position, but I'm not really sure that's true, but maybe a little bit better. And oh, in fact, Iron Age, I didn't even see that. Iron Age for Power Slav and Tonzo. Wear orange. Wear orange first. I don't think any of them actually know where Power Slav is. Maybe I think Jesse might do. Yeah, Jesse has an idea where they, because he was running. But yeah, like obviously we know. It's a little tee-hee. Us boys know. I just know it's the forage, the berry bush wall there. Power Slav's just been chilling the whole game over here. So look, some blinking lights. I think that's just, yeah, towers firing each other. The Chariot Archers, I think, but how many's, yep, 11 vills left for Bone. So in fact, Jesse, slightly ahead on the vills than Bone now, but Jesse's still in the Tool Age. How much food does he have? I mean, Tonzo has got like infinite resources at this point. Let's go to the KD. So I try and find some more action. Here we go. Some heavy cavalry coming from Tonzo. Just 3 by themselves, probably not going to be enough. Even with the quite nice 2 pierce armor against the chariots. But yeah, KD, let's have a look, as I said. So who's been... Okay, so yeah, it's definitely been Tonzo handing out the damage. 18, 9, 19 out. Power Slav creeping up in the numbers. And Bones, yeah, 72 deaths. Has been the most punished. But again, yeah, it's TC right in the middle of 1, 2, 3, 4 players. Fortunately, it wasn't the best of starting places for him. Now it's Tonzo, who is taking a bit of punishment here. Does have quite a few heavy cavalry. I don't know exactly whether... Okay, he's trying to do some damage to purple over here. But needs to be careful that he doesn't lose all of his eco. 60 villagers, 100 for Power Slav. And the heavy horse archers with the alchemy upgrade in are going to make reasonably light work. Kill orange, please. Unrestricted crying out for assistance. Restricted looks like he's got himself pretty set up here now. He's got the Babylonian chariot archers that have the extra pierce armor. He's got these sort of couple of towers from Colchins. Colchins has sort of been doing alright in the corner by himself. Not really been harmed too much. Bone, I've just... Is that all of Bone's civ? He's got 18 vills left. 11 of them are just chilling here. I don't know how did he get these vills in here? Because that's Hutchins' barracks. Is he just like let him in? Just let him through the door? I don't know. I don't know how he's got in there. Okay, bit battle here. I think that's Cataphracts now. Yeah, Cataphracts for Tonzo. He just doesn't have the actual unit numbers. Yeah, just got a couple there as well. But he just needs more stables, I guess. How many stables does he have? He's got 4. He says he's pumping from 5 here, actually. But yeah, he needs to get that number up before really going for engage, because this mass here, you can see about 58 units there combined. So yeah, Power Slav, like I said, was going to be the player to beat, up to 193 pop now. Popeye's got himself pretty nicely sealed up though, so maybe Popeye can work his way up to the Iron Age as the Chosen, start getting those legionaries going. That'd be quite good for him. Let's have a look. He actually has the resources to go up now, unless he's already doing it. Actually looks like he's doing it here. Yeah, Iron Age already in there. So potentially Popeye could maybe pull a surprise out here. Restricted, like I said, with the Chita mass, but Cold Chins with the Stone Throwers much more effective against the ranged units ever since the last patch. Looks like Power Slav is, just sort of decimating Tonzo's eco now. So despite the fact Tonzo being one of the first players to the Iron Age, just couldn't quite get military numbers down, and was the first to suffer the wrath of Power Slav. I imagine the KD kills is probably 129. It's only just beating out Tonzo, but now Tonzo has the most units lost at 104. And Power Slav's going to be very difficult to beat at this point. Oh, I've just changed the number again by accident. There we go, I think I managed to recover that. But there, the Power Mirror and Eco, though, 139 villagers. And he, like I said, he's basically got a good maybe third of the map to himself. Bones calling for help. Is he still just chilling in the corner here? Yes, he is. It's TC. Oh, see villager. And Bones got another 4 villagers here trying to run him through Colchin's base. What did I do? I changed Tonzo's now. I'm just going to leave the colours. Sorry, I didn't mean to keep changing the colours, so sorry about that. Hopefully that doesn't confuse everyone. Jesse, how's Jesse doing actually? We've not paid any attention to Jesse. He's finally reached the Bronze Age at some point. And government sent us in. So is that an extra TC coming down there? Yeah, it is, in fact. He's going loads of TCs here, trying to squeeze him in. So maybe Jesse, in fact, he's overtaken Bone now on score. Chariot Archers in on Cold Chins now, though. Just trying to keep track of it. Oh, okay. Horse Archers in on Power Slav. Managed to get in through the wall. Power Slav's in on, unrestricted. I don't know exactly how I said that the first time. I mean, he's not really 4v1. You're just surrounded by a lot of players. Like, he's had the Stone Throwers from Cold Chins, but I think Popeye's just mostly been chill. Oh, here we go, actually, saying that Slingers are... Oh no, it's just Axes trying to get in. Yeah, Tonzo's kind of out of the game now. Chariot Archer and Horse Archer mass. In fact, can I pull this? Is this going to cry if I do this? Okay. I tried to pull up the tech tree, but that doesn't seem to work in the 8-player mode, which is maybe for the best, as it probably would be very confusing. But I'm restricted in Struggle City here. It does have the one Stone Thrower and Q, but all his chariots are pretty much dead. And here we go, Broadswordsman being massed up. And I'm pretty sure Popeye is, yeah, we go, he is in the Iron Age now. And I presume he'll be, there we go, research there for the longsword. Like I said, unfortunately, when there's the 8 players, we can't see the text being ready, but you can sort of see that the glowy lights. It gives us a little bit of an indication. And does he have the bronze armor in? He had the bronze shield, I should say. He has bronze shield. Be nice to... Ooh, okay. These... Oh man, these catapults doing work though. Oh my god, Power Slav bringing the hurt. I think he is going to lose these catapults now. But quite a lot of damage there. 18 for Popeye for the Broadswordsman count before the longsword upgrade manages to come in. But yeah, just... Popeye just, Power Slav I should say, running amok like, and he's got like 1 million TCs now. Let's see if I've gone a bit too far out. Let's see if I can still, let me go, 13 TCs, built a forward TC on the gold bet. I think he probably wants to be on the gold, maybe not on the trees there, but it is what it is. Let's see, Tonzo looks like he's rebuilt in the corner here. We went back up to 80 villages actually, so he's not actually in a terrible spot. In fact, he's got 21 cataphracts, so he's managed to keep himself going. Like I said, he did have quite a big mass of resources before, so maybe he just had that to fall back on. 10 pop. His bird just just in the corner. I still don't know how he ended up here. I think at the end of the game I'm going to have to try and figure out how Bone ended up in the corner here. But yeah, Popeye, I guess maybe he might be running a little low on gold at this point. Let's have a look. Oh no, he's got... Wait, Popeye's got like 4k food, 5k gold. How is he not just... Okay, he is spamming. There we go. There's 11 dots there. And then you've got to expect the Legionary upgrade is coming in somewhere. We're just having a... There we go. It's probably this barracks hit. Legionary about to come in now. So as I said before, if anyone was going to do it, it's going to be Popeye. But with this number of horse archers, though, heavy horse archers, 67 heavy horse archers for Power Slav. And yeah, do get the extra health on the chosen legionaries, obviously, but the extra pierce armor would have been quite nice in the situation. Which they don't get those upgrades, sadly. Maybe good for the overall balance of the game, but in this particular situation, not working out too well for him. Let's have a look. That's a lot of cat frags are in on Power Slav though. Just noticed here, down to 76 Vils. So is this the turning of the tide? Tonzo is in. Didn't notice him before just because I accidentally changed Tonzo to grey at some point. And yeah, Tower's very slowly killing Bone. Down to 3 villagers. Oh, that's mean, man. I feel like if, like, either of the Chinses put another tower down here, I let you alive. I don't know about that. Very slowly dying. But anyway, back to the main action. Horse archers are coming back to deal with the cataphracts. Cataphracts do have the innate 3 pierce armor. Obviously, 9 attack with alchemy in for the heavy horse. So, a good amount of damage done to Power Slav. In his eco at least. But I think, yeah, he's sitting pretty nice for wood and food. Running a little bit short on gold. So, would, yeah, like I said, here we go. He's sort of started to get some of the gold there. Still quite a lot of gold on the map, actually. And Power Slav definitely has the most access to that. Jesse's house from the beginning of the game still just chilling. So, in fact, let's go Jesse Camp again. He's into the Bronze Age. I know he was ages ago because he had built those town centres extra, hadn't he? He's up to 137 Vils now. And maybe soon he starts trying to... Looks like Power Slav's trying to... Did he kill that gazelle? He's just trying to get... What is going on here? I think they're trying to get to this gazelle. But Jesse finally coming in with some hoplites. Delete tower, KT. Okay, so I guess Cold Chins is KT. We figured it out now. He's allowed Bone to live for now. He's got a market and a TC and 4 Vils. Somehow just about still again. Unrestricted I've not actually looked at for a while. It's down to 29. The Cold Chins has been sending him broadswords. And in fact, let's have a look. Iron Age is in for a few more of the players whilst I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, Cold Chin's up there now. Unrestricted. Looking a little bit pinched here. So actually, yeah, he's got the second lowest pop now. Sliding down the board. Jesse about to catch up again. Got a little bit of a fight here though. Legionaries. A few of them getting picked off here, but I don't think either player is paying too much attention here. We've still got a huge mass, 69 XD. Calais Thatch has got 96 according to the number up here. Legionaries going to do some damage here though. He's got a good number of them. Power Slav is still only in the 78 Vils, which obviously Palmyran Villages, that's more like 100 Vils really. Jesse up to 161 now, starting to go with the Hoplite and Stonethrower mix. Probably Jesse maybe just needs to try and work on getting to the Iron Age. I don't know, in fact, no, that's Government Centre getting Aristocracy, which is an Iron Age tech, so he must have aged up to Iron Age at some point. I just didn't notice. Yep. Orange dead. Hotchins is calling Orange dead. I mean, Tonzo has managed to do a lot of damage here. And maybe he focuses on somewhere else. I don't think Orange is dead, though. He's still got 95 heavy cavalry archers. Catfrax in on Jesse now, though. Jesse spent all this time getting back into the game. Saying that he's got a lot of stone throwers. And catapult upgrade is coming in. Oh, I thought that was sealed off. That might be the death. No. A few hoplites in, though. So maybe Jesse does hold here. All the Iron Age upgrades obviously in for Tonzo, though. Means, wait a minute, where do these guys come from? Hotchins' scythe chariots out of nowhere. Where did they sneak in from? I didn't even notice those. But Jesse, unfortunately, spent all this time trying to get himself back into the game. He has got the Phalangite upgrade in. The scythe chariots, I don't know, did they get let in the gate? Orange middle, green right side. I mean, orange is not really in the middle. In fact, let's have a look at unrestricted. The Legionaries from Popeye are again doing work. In fact, let's go to the KD again. 326, 630 kills from Power Slav at this point. And I think he probably has the most deaths. Oh no, unrestricted 306. Narrowly has the most deaths. Maybe on the way out of the game at this point. 18 villagers, yeah, I think unrestricted. Well, he's going on a run with his villagers. So maybe, I don't think there's anywhere really safe to go for. Maybe there's this little pocket here. That's pretty central on the map. Jesse down to 70 villagers now, though. And yeah, the cataphracts from Tonzo just wrecking havoc. How much gold to players? Power Slav's still got 2k gold left, and Popeye still has 6k left. Popeye just, yeah, like I said, potentially the one to dethrone Power Slav. 67 legionaries for Popeye now, though. Sorry, we're trying to look for the Roman player. Where is... I'm getting confused. Hutchins. There we go. Oh, he's just going Scythe Chariot. Of course he is. We saw those Massacre Jesse. I guess he didn't, have as much access to the gold there. And Unrestricted is trying to build up in the corner of the map here. In Tonzo's base. So I'm not sure if Tonzo's going to allow this for the time being. Let's have a look at coming back to Bone. Bone is up to 15 vills now. So it's actually got the same number of villagers at Unrestricted at this point. If I'm reading that correctly. Ooh, elephants here. Cold Chins going in. He's decided to make himself felt. Unrestricted and Bone, the only two players left in the Bronze Age as well. And Unrestricted, let's have a look. Basically all his base has been swept up. Holopolis in from Popeye as well, actually. Going to take care of that wall pretty swiftly. And Power Slav back up to 129. Still has that 75 horse, heavy horse mass. And a little bit of micro. This should be pretty easy to take care of. So let's have a look. 73 heavy horse archers. I absolutely butchered that. 72 heavy horse archers for power. 39 catfrax and some stone throwers on the way. Colchin's just on some war offense. Only 4 at the moment. Cleaned up by the scythe chariots. 33 Phalangite for Jesse. So no, Jesse still actually held himself in there. Looks like KT was just playing support in that one. And 22 catapults for Sumerians is going to be pretty nice. And Unrestricted on 0 army. And then 22 Holopolis. Down to 23 legionaries only for Popeye now, actually. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has more than enough resources to keep this pumping, so I'm not exactly sure why he's not making more. It looks like he's just focusing fully on Holopolis at the moment. And then to finish off, 130 scythe chariots from Chins here. A bit of a battle here. Catapult's going to be a little bit caught out. Phalangite's going to do good damage though in return. And Yeah. Jesse manages to push this back, but he does lose a lot of those catapults in the process. So Jesse's back up to 5th now, overtaken KT, as Chins has decided side chariots are going to do their thing. Maybe this is the end of Bone as well. He's really just squeezing these vills in here. And we want 21 vills for Bone now. Unrestricted, I think might have got caught out again a little bit here. These leftover vills. So at this point, it's just the Roman Scythe Chariot versus, in fact, yeah, 58. So a few of these heavy horse archers have gone down. In fact, Powerslav is switching into his own Scythe Chariot here. Maybe get to the point where now that the gold is starting to run out, that the Scythe Chariot civs will start to shine. We don't have Egyptian in this game, which is arguably the best Scythe Chariot. Babylonians do get the extra 1 pierce armor on theirs, but it doesn't help in Scythe versus Scythe. And also, Unrestricted is a little bit dead. Well, he's managed to convert a Legionnaire, and that's pretty good. And Powerslav should have put a lot more villagers on trying to get this gold. I don't know why he was so frugal with that. Might lose access to that gold now. Still has a decent mass of the horse archers though. In fact, how much gold is he having? He still has nearly 3k gold in pocket. Some players, yeah, Tonzo just selling stone there for gold. In fact, that's still a pretty good exchange rate for the stone. You can see here 2,000 for the 200 gold. Not such a good conversion on the wood. In fact, a lot of the wood. Yeah, the corner here is. No, there's still plenty. I was going to say maybe the wood's running out a bit, but there's still plenty of wood left on the map for the time being. We do have, like I said, chooses just a huge, massive scythe here. How long are we going? 1 hour of game time. So we're really going the distance here. As to be expected of an 8-player game. Looks like Tonzo's going for another attack. Jesse does have the Phalangite in support though. Hopefully they can get in position in time. I think a couple of these catapults are going to go down. Tries to escape through the wall. I don't know if that's going to give enough time. And Tonzo does have some catapults of his own. What big damage on the Phalangite there. And yeah, a lot of damage done by the cataphracts. But Tonzo backs off for the time being, down to 22 cataphracts. And let's have a look. Legionaries back up to 70. There's a big battle over here. We can get the Holopolis. It's not been picked off by the towers there, though. I don't know where the rest of those are. There's a few in the back, just been sniped by the Scythe Chariots. Towers, Ballista Towers for Popeye as well now, though. So maybe you can just try and start pushing with the ballistas. Does he have much stone? He's only got 700 stone. Pretty sure he wouldn't mind any stone he has left. Yeah, I don't see any resources left on the map other than the wood, obviously. Might have a little bit of a three-way battle here, which looks like Popeye's maybe not on the best end of. 10 slingers. I don't know if those just got built recently. I'm not sure exactly when those got added. Don't imagine they'll be doing too useful. Their just range just doesn't match the Iron Age units, so even with the bonus, it don't really do much against the horse archers. Side chariots in now from Chins. Let's do some decent damage. Powerslav hugging under his own ballista towers though. It's going to make this a little bit hard to push forward. And Holopolis is actually going to get caught out a little bit here. I think Popeye's going to lose most, if not all, of these. And we'll go back to here though. Side chariots diving in. Maybe want to try and spread those out so the splash damage from the side isn't being. But yeah, just being in the choke there is going to be enough though. And as the madness ensues, well, not ensues, carries on. 65 villagers for unrestricted now. He's managed to get himself up and running again. In fact, yeah, Jesse's got the yellow strip on the side of the map here. A little bit exposed, no walls here, but he does have the towers, guard towers of his own. And let's have a look. Yeah, but just Power Slav still with a good number of heavy horse archers. He's going to still be in a very commanding position. Pretty sure he's been at the top spot for about the last 50 minutes, probably longer than that, maybe the last hour of in-game time. And yeah, he's got the addition of those scythes now to try and act as a bit of a meat shield. As the action temporarily dies down a bit, I can hear some clashing of swords somewhere there. I'm trying to... Okay, it's just the scythes hit in on Unrestricted's. A couple of TCs that I hadn't noticed that he's built. In fact, he's got a sneaky one in the corner here as well that I hadn't noticed. Little battle here though. Scythe Chariots should pretty handily deal with the Legionaries though, with the extra area damage. I would have thought. Clusters that. Chins and the Romans has managed to get himself up to the second spot. I think he's actually been there for a little while. Okay, I just realised there's the original colours there, so I could actually try and return us to some original order. Let's show hot chins. Let's get hot chins back to red. So I think this game's going to go on for quite some time, so I think I've got time to sort out the colours that I messed up right at the very start. Oops. Jesse Hotchins needs to be... It's like playing a puzzle game. Unrestricted needs to be yellow. And Cold Chins needs to be grey. Tonzo needs to be... There we go. Back to our original colours. So, back to the game. A few Scythe Chariots in the corner. Don't know what the real goal is here though. Jesse has a very large number of towers defending. Ooh, okay, we go. Scythe Chariot in for Jesse as well now. But, again, the Horse Archer mass for Power Slav. Allowing to push in. Quite easily taking down those guard towers as well, just the numbers he has. How much... Yeah, see how much gold. So Popeye's still sat on 5k gold. So... He's managed to do pretty well out of that. He's still just spamming those Helopolis. Maybe needs to get a few more Legionaries going out. Maybe a big engage here between Chins, Power Slav, 51 Scythe Chariots. Power Slav's going to have to micro this quite well. Slipping all those units through the back there. That's going to be pretty nice. Gives very limited access. So Hotchin's going to try and take this fight though. 140 Scythe Chariots in queue for Chins though. And he's pumping for how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was like about 22 stables that he was pumping from there for a second. And what we got? Who's at the back here? In fact, so Bone's actually pushed out, and it looks like he's in fact trying to overthrow KT, or Cold Chins as he is it. So the Bone the Parasite has taken over. He has assimilated his host. How is Tonzo? Yeah, Tonzo, I don't feel like Tonzo's done... I've not seen him do a huge amount, maybe just haven't been paying attention. Looks like he's cleaned up those TCs that Unrestricted had. I think it might be about time to start trying to be a little bit more brutal at this point in the game, as we have been going for an hour now, so maybe it's time to just try and knock people out. Elephants barrowing down the town centre there. I'm just trying to find Unrestricted's. It's down to 40 villas again. I imagine they're just all in the corner here. Couple. In fact, there's still some stone there. Funnily enough, yeah, still stone here as well. So Unrestricted, yeah, managed to keep himself hidden in the corner here. I'm surprised he's up to 45. Bone is taking a little bit of a beating on the run now. Hotchins, is Hotchins going to manage to take the lead? Looks like he's managed to get in on Power Slav when I wasn't paying attention. Down to 52 villagers. Big damage being done. Horse archers do come back in though. And I think he's probably got quite a lot of... Yeah, he's got 13k food in the bank though. Wood, not as much available, but I mean, Power Slav could still be making units here. It feels like he's kind of idled a bit too much, maybe just focusing on the military for the time being. And it kind of feels like I was backing Popeye to take over, but it looks like it's actually Chins that's taking control of the game now. And with just the ridiculous Scythe chariot spam. You can see Jesse getting the spam going nice here for him as well. Trying to fight up against this cataphracts from Tonzo. So I guess it's just been a bit of a back and forth between these two players for quite a while. Jesse's moving all his military, I was going to say to the south, but I think he needs to try and defend himself from cataphracts here. And what village account is Jesse on? He's on 153, so he's pretty nice. In fact, Jesse's the only one, actually him and Chin's both pretty much a max pop. Yeah, Jesse up to 4th place now, overtaking Tonzo. After being in last place, he's managed to work his way up back to 4th. Unrestricted, it's a little base of the left view in chat. GG all, so fun. Tonzo enjoying himself. It's good to see, it's good to see. But yeah, I think people, like I said, need to... I think now it's time to lay down the hammer. No, Tonzo resigns. He's the first to resign. Maybe did he lose all his cataphracts to Jesse there? Maybe he just ran out of time. Maybe, yeah, couldn't play much longer. The game has been going on for, I think that's about 50 minutes real time, because obviously in-game time's at 1.7 speed. Which that alleviates a lot of the pressure of Jesse here, who does... consolidate his position now. Big battle going on here though. A lot of heavy catapults. Slingers coming in from Popeye. I don't know how much, or axes as well. I think at this point it's better to go scouts than axes, just because the speed of the scouts I think is better than the attack of the axer. With the Iron Age upgrades as well, yeah, the attack difference isn't that big. I think I'd rather see scouts from Popeye here than the axe. I guess he's got all the barracks, so that's why he's doing it. Maybe he's run out of gold. Now, he's still got 5k gold. Boys, make some legionaries, Popeye. He's still got 5k gold. Oh man, he's got 34 Holopolis as well. They're just chilling at home. Hopefully those aren't trapped in there. And unrestricted, trying to wall himself in. I'm still surprised there's like, oh, it's gold. It's gold here. That would be quite nice if Unrestricted had more than 29 villagers. And well, he has actually got to Iron Age, I hadn't noticed that. Bone still in bronze. I think it's going to be quite difficult for him to get to Iron, because he's basically going to have to sell to get the gold. And I don't see any of his TCs glowing for the research. But yeah, KT, Power Slav resigned as well. And I didn't see when exactly that happened, but I guess Hot Chin's now our leader. KT asking Bone to delete his towers. How the tides have turned. USC. He's getting scouts. Maybe the sort of truce that Bone and KT had maybe somewhat broken it. Chens feels like he's going for the throat now though. Jesse though, like I said, they're both pretty high population. Centurion is finally in as well for Jesse. I didn't notice that. I think Sumerians do lack a few upgrades for their Centurions, so they're not that great, but also still going to be pretty good into side chariots, generally speaking. And Unrestricted, just about clinging on. So I guess, yeah, Power Slav, I guess, lost pretty much all of his eco to Hotchins, so tapped out after being in the lead for so long. Maybe he could have done a little bit more damage early on, because he was just so far ahead, but like he was just sitting under a lot of towers. I think he was like, he'd idled a lot of his production buildings as well for quite some time, so maybe he could have done a little bit more, but well played to him anyway. Hopefully maybe he sticks around for, comes back for the next game. 12 scouts for Chins, for Katie I should say. Yeah, Hotchins, like I said, Jesse is managing to get himself, I don't know if he just had some gold left over. It looks like he's kind of run out of the gold now. Maybe he's just been selling. He's managed to get himself up to 95 Centurions. I don't think anyone else has really any ranged units. There is the Holopolis from the Popeye here, which are now on the move. Popeye finally using his hordes of gold. I'm a bit confused because when I changed the colours, the position of everyone changed. He's still sat on 4k gold. In fact, he's still mining gold somewhere. I can hear some miners. Oh, there we go. They're literally there. I'd be sending like 10 at least villagers to grab that as quickly as possible if it were me. Hotchins on to Bones. Eco hit. Bones still the only player in the Bronze Age. Jesse effectively in third place now that Powerslav has dipped out. I guess just the amount of kills he's got is why his score remains so high. Let's have a look at the KD. So yeah, 600 and... Ooh, no, that's actually Tonzo got 613. And Powerslav 1,230. 788 losses, but Hotchins now with 1341. over 1,000 losses as well. And the bloodbath continues. Sends back the resources. You see the big engage here. The Centurions should be able to do some decent work here, I would have thought. Let's see what happens. Scout, GG, Colgins, cool in. So yeah, Katie dips out after being betrayed by Bone and be left vulnerable. So it feels like we're in the closing phase of the game now. Look at this though from Jesse. Jesse up to second place now with the big comeback plays from Jesse. Alright, Katie. I hope you enjoyed that. I feel like Bone betrayed you a bit at the end there. I feel like maybe you should just stamped him out. But yeah, Jesse with a huge comeback now. Hotchins taps out. Loses all his chariots and taps out. Like I said, nobody's got any ranged units that really left to deal with these Centurions. It's just this Holopolis that Popeye has just been chilling because he's just been untouched for quite some time. And Unrestricted slowly... He sort of Unrestricted sort of inherited Powerslav's old base here. Like I said, he still has that gold over there, although it doesn't seem like he's noticed it. So there is actually, how much gold is it? 1,000 gold, which is a very valuable commodity at this point in the game. Holopolis moving in. I think Jesse has enough chariot, side chariots, I should say, to be able to try and deal with these. Though he does lose quite a decent mass of them there, though. I mean, I'll show you at the end. I'll show you, but like all 7 of you were like in this area of the map here, and Powerslav's first base was like here, and he was just chilling by himself the entire time. Unrestricted was like penned in the corner here. But yeah, well played, Chins. Good effort. But yeah, those Centurions a little bit too much at the end. Jesse somehow managed to work himself back into the game after nearly being completely defeated about an hour ago. And we'll see, where are those Holopolis now? 39 of them. So yeah, it's going to come down to Jesse versus Popeye here. Yeah. Well, Katie sort of left let Bone live. But Bone was like in a little pocket here. There used to be like a big wood line here. And he had like about 4 villagers left at one point. He was just sat there. And KT let him live. And then I feel like Bone just went and killed KT afterwards. I think you were doing a lot of raiding as well, so you did quite a lot of damage to both of them. But let's have a look. There's a TC of a foreign colour. I guess that's I can't see it, so I guess maybe you tried to do the foundations. Oh, that's Tonzo's arm. I'm well confused. Anyway. But yeah, the Centurion's going to be very difficult to deal with at this point. Jesse's still managing to get the gold to pump these out. He's on 900 gold. Popeye's still only mining that gold with 2 gold miners. I don't know why he's being... I can't remember where it is. It's like around here somewhere, isn't it? Oh, there we go. I guess there isn't much gold left now. Still 300, that said. But yeah, this gold pit here, if someone finds that, that'd be quite nice. A little bit of an engage, saying that Centurion's getting nailed down. Jesse needs to pull his military together in one spot if he wants to take down all these Holopolis, because if you only send them in a few at a time, they're very easily going to be dealt with. Unrestricted making a little bit of a comeback. 21 Scythe Chariots. Unrestricted just going with the persistence approach, cockroach approach. There's a couple of Chariots there for Chins, just in the corner chilling. Obviously Chins no longer in the game. Chins has the most score because he's got the most kills. Like if I go to KD, 1,427 kills. And a lot of your score in AOE2 scoring is like the amount of resources worth of units you've killed. But yeah, back to the action. And Jesse's trying to break through the wall. There is quite a few towers. Holopolis in defense. The lack of pierce armor here is going to hurt him a little bit against the towers. Not really so much against the Holopolis, because their attacks are very high, regardless. And Scythe Chariot numbers are up again for Jesse. So, is this going to be the game deciding engage? Jesse's got the high ground. Probably just needs to go for the engage here. In theory, the Scythe Chariot should just reign supreme here. I don't know where the Centurions, they're just chilling back here. Let's watch the battle unfold, though. I think he's got enough Scythe Chariots to make this work. Then the Legionaries are doing pretty nice work in the backlight, but the main threat was the Holopolis, and now the Centurions can move in any moment now, as soon as Jesse gets himself sorted. Let's have a look at the resources again. Jesse, yeah, mostly spent. Popeye's still on 1,800 gold, and looks like Power Slav's heavy catapults are just sort of autopiloting. Still managing to do some damage. But yeah, it'd be interesting if Unrestricted, yeah, here we go, makes a stab at Jesse. Jesse is ready for this though. I can't remember all the upgrades that these civs have. I think Babylonians are fully upgradable. I'm not sure. Yeah, we're missing Metallurgy for the Sumerians. So it should be Unrestricted favoured. Maybe this is his time to shine. Centurions are kind of just spread out a little bit. Jesse may be throwing away a few units here. He does have a few heavy catapults. Heavy catapults are only really going to be limited effectiveness against this number of sides. You can see Unrestricted really getting pumping out. So maybe the just try to survive approach. Hutchins has quite a lot of chariots left over here as well. But anyway. Maybe Unrestricted. He's up to max pop now. In fact, he is the only player left in the game that is. And Jesse's still selling a lot of... Oh no, it's actually Bone selling all his resources. You can see these very bad exchange rates now. I think the market's plummeted to the minimum exchange of 10 to 1, it looks like that is. A lot of eco going on here. Just has a few cavalry actually. Wait, is he not? He's not even Iron Age yet. Still in the Bronze Age. Just doesn't have any. Yeah, he's just trying to sell. Oh, it's pretty good conversion rate on stone actually. Still, so if you could find any leftover stone, that would be pretty nice. That gold. Oh, Unrestricted has found that gold now, so it's going to be quite nice for him there. But is this going to be Unrestricted with the biggest comeback? Is this a bigger comeback than Jesse's? I don't know, actually. I need to take a drink there. I've been talking for like an hour straight. Give me a sec. Whoa! And, yeah, Jesse's still with a decent number of Centurions. But against 84 scythes, this is going to be tough now. I mean, Bone needs to get to the Iron Age. I don't know what Bone does. He's still only on 7. He's got 177 vills. Does hit the Iron Age now. So maybe this is Bone's time to shine. And quite a few of the Chariot Archers getting caught out from Unrestricted there. Let's have quite a few more hit. Big hits coming in from the catapults though. See if we can. Ooh, this one's kind of just big damage though. I don't know why we're going in close combat for this heavy catapult, but Centurion does just about deal with a scythe chariot there. Looks like Unrestricted is building up behind though. In fact, he's got one farmer just chilling there next to the government centre, and Jalapa's moving in on Unrestricted now. And how much? Popeye still has 1,800 gold. I just don't get why he's not been using his gold this whole time. And I feel like, yeah, I mean, you kind of want to make legionaries, but against Jesse's Centurions, is that a wise use of resources? He loses loads of his legionaries there. I don't know what happened to them there. I guess maybe he had a few here, and I just didn't notice under all the scythes. But it's the 19 Halopoli. Is it Halopoli or is it Halopolysis? Halopolysis. Centurion. Has he got Centurion? Oh god, he has! Carthaginian Centurions. I mean, he's going to have to sell so many resources. Oh, he's Phalangite at the moment. I mean, I guess he doesn't get chariots, so it's kind of like scouts plus any gold he can scrounge for any other unit. Looks like Jesse's going to try and force this through though on the south side. Still a good number of side chariots from Unrestricted though. Plenty of, in fact, Unrestricted's got 3k gold here. Sure. I can't remember the Babylonian tech tree really in there. I don't know if it has any gold units that are really worth building at this point. Like maybe, did I get Horse Archer? Maybe it would be worth mixing in a few Horse Archers. If that is a possibility. Just trying to get in on the heavy catapults though. I think Jesse just needs these to fire at anything. They've not really got any damage off. Maybe, I don't know if that was a panic click, I mean, just trying to find an escape route. But all the stone catapults go down, but the Centurions clean up afterwards. I feel like maybe heavy catapults aren't the play at this point, just because side chariots kind of reigning supreme in the far late game when gold is running out. And yeah, what's Popeye doing here? He's got, okay, he's actually spending his gold now. 116 legionaries. But Jesse still has 54 Centurions. So we see another engage here. little bit of squish point. I think Jesse just needs to let those Centurions do their thing. There we go. See how much damage they can get done here. See the HP bars. Look how fast that yellow bar is dropping. It's the Centurions just absolutely decimating the sides. I mean, like I said, Sumerian Centurions, probably one of the worst in the game, but they're still Centurions. So, against any melee matchup, other than other better Centurions, really, it's going to do quite well. It looks like Bone Centurions are just going to get slapped down by the Legionaries of Popeye. Has he just moved all his Legionaries up here? Oh no, he's moving in on Jesse. I hadn't noticed that there. Taking out a bunch of the siege workshops. Scythes are still pretty decent into the Legionaries as well, though. Just because of the splash damage that they do. Looks like Jesse just trying to get some damage in onto unrestricted eco, though. How is Jesse for resources? A little bit pinched on food, actually. I guess his farm eco maybe had a little bit quite exposed. Needs to try and get a bit more of his farms up because he's got, saying that, he's strapped for resources. Well, I say strapped, 3k is still quite a lot, but the amount how quickly you can spend that on your sides. Still 34 Centurions on the front line though, and like I said, you can just see the work they're doing. 110 kills between all these Centurions. Don't listen to Unres. I didn't see what Unres said there. Maybe he was telling Popeye to like all in Jesse. And a decent amount of work's being done here. Pushing forward. Jesse down to the 13 side chariots. So this is a point where Jesse kind of has to think, do I just go all in on unrestricted or try and pull back? I think kind of at this point, sort of you're in merge, at least with the Centurions, maybe just pull the scythes back. Like I said, Jesse a little bit pinched for food at the moment. See what Bone's up to. Not much. Oh, we got... Oh my god. Legionary Massacre. Oh, the villagers managed to do it. Big plays by Bone here. Bone going with the Bone strategy. Centurion numbers are slowly decreasing, but you can see the HP not looking so hot either. So maybe Unrestricted slowly whittling these down with the trash units of... Well, that said though, only 10 vills left on wood for Unrestricted. Does he go for another dash just to try and stay in the game again? I think a few other players have sort of tapped out at this point. It looks like we've got a quite big engage up here though. Just the scouts coming in from Popeye, just trying to spend the food resource, I guess. But those are really quickly dealt with. Jesse 100%. Not quite 100. It's only down to 19. Is Unrestricted calling it though? Or is that... I don't know, it's just banter in the chat. Unrestricted is... I've still got 112 vills. So yeah, it was just relocating his economy. Oh, Popeye going to catch out a lot of villagers here though. And this is going to be an absolute massacre on the wood line. Still plenty of Helopolis from Popeye. Still has 74 legionaries as well. Villagers going in. Does he have the... Yeah, he does have... I can't remember the... Is it Zealotry? The one that gives the villagers the extra stats. So he's going for the villager attack mode. Getting some decent damage in on the Helopolis. But the legionary sweep up here. And this... Oh, it looks like, yeah, Unrestricted. Base just full of side chariots now. So is this Unrestricted's time to tap out? I thought for a moment that when he got to the... he was up to like nearly max pop. In fact, he might have been max pop and he had a good number of side chariots. But those Centurions of Jesse's doing overtime. Jesse up to max pop again. Like I said, I think we could just cancel the heavy catapults. I think that might be a little bit waste of resource. You can see Jesse just now is comfortable enough to just start selling resources again. Popeye's still sat on 14k food. That's one of the unfortunate things about not having the option of chariots. It's just like, once the gold runs out, it's a little bit awkward. Could be selling a lot of this for gold though. Like you could sell 5k wood, 5k wood and food, and that would be another 1,000 gold, which would be plenty of legionaries. It's just pumping scouts for the time being, which, like I said, I think is probably the best trash unit you can make if you don't have those chariots available. Unrestricted. Oh dear! Tried to run it back into the spot, but Tonzo still playing from the grave. So unrestricted. I feel like you gotta know when you beat. I feel like unrestricted should probably do a sporting GG and surrender at this point. And Bone. Let's see what Bone's up to. Not really, still not really doing much. I guess Popeye keeps raiding him now and again, preventing the numbers from ever getting too high. He's still a 90 vils, but yeah, just again, he's just not a civ that has access to the chariot, which always makes life a bit difficult. How many resources? So unrestricted is 14 vils. Jesse needs to just kill this. Jesse needs to not be nice. We're 2 hours game time. You shouldn't let unrestricted back in the game at this point. The time for being nice is over, Jesse. I might message him on Steam. I'm gonna message Jesse on Steam. I've told Jesse to kill him. Oh, there we go. He sent the Sives in. Maybe I didn't need to send the message. Alright, Billy. Are you going to join in for the next free-for-all game, Billy? This one's got like 2 game hours, though. I don't know how many people are going to want to stick around for the next game. It'll be interesting. No? Alright. Some legionaries are in on the base, but yeah, we've still got a few centurions in for Jesse. Should make pretty light work of that again. And now Jesse, from the very last position that he was in about, I want to say, maybe 100 minutes of in-game time ago. In fact, there's still some gold here. How is there still gold? How is Popeye not mined this gold yet? I don't understand. There's 2 hours in and he's not mined this gold yet. Anyway, Jesse needs to kind of like move in and try and take this out. And it looks like we'll do so. I feel like Popeye must have like got so much more gold than every other player in this game. Maybe Powerslav got... Oh, managed to get the wall up quick enough there. That was quite nice. Unrestricted. Like I said, I feel like at this point, you just got to tap out. I feel like it's a little bit BM trying to stay in the game at this point. And, I mean, Bone's just still chilling. He's not really done much for the past while. Jesse kind of needs to reorganize his units. I guess he's just sort of trying to deal with the trail of units still coming from Popeye. I don't know exactly why Jesse's sending the units here, as Unrestricted is quite clearly not here anymore. He did manage to break in? Where did he get in here? Maybe left the gate open. Oh, no. Looks like he found a hole through there. Legionaries do deal with the small number of side chariots they got through, though. Jesse needs to kind of maybe pay a bit more attention what's going on back here though. But again, Jesse the only player anywhere near max population. Unrestricted, like I said, very slowly building his way back in. I guess maybe just because Unrestricted's streaming the games that he thinks he might as well keep playing, maybe that's why he's still going on. Because I think he is streaming his point of view on his channel. And just trying to see. Looks like, yeah, Popeye's actually down to 40. Wait, Bone's going for the big... What is going on here? Has Bone run out of wood? Is that why he's gone for this? Bone's big play is going to result in most of his eco just getting clapped, I think. I guess, like I said, I think maybe he just ran out of the wood and he just didn't want to grab the wood immediately on Popeye's base because he thought he'd get seen. All those villagers going down though. And Popeye taps out, Bone taps out, I should say. Oh well. I mean, he came back from like the 4 vills he had like in that little pocket a long time ago. But he never really got back in the game. He did finally make his way to Iron Age at some point, I didn't see. And Popeye still with a few Holopolis left. But those getting picked off by the catapult here actually. Lag. Yeah, I DC'd. Can you hear me again? Let me just... Noobcaster, my bad. Yeah, my internet cut out there. So I'll try and get us back up line. I think I'm going to have to reload the game, which means we're going to have to like hella sprint to try and catch up with the game. And just restart that, restart this. Gets back in. Sorry about that. My internet cut out randomly. Hopefully we'll come back in pretty sharp-ish. Am I going to be able to skip? Oh my god, we're going to have to like wait. I don't know if we're going to catch up in time now because I've got to start right from the very beginning. But I guess this would be kind of cool to quickly go through here. Hopefully my internet stops being rubbish and we can get streaming. But you can see Power Slab was just like completely by himself. And Unrestricted like really put himself in a corner here with KT right next to him. And Jesse ended up getting beat up on pretty early as well as he was trapped between Bone and Popeye here. Yeah, I'm not actually sure if I'll actually catch up to the game in time or not. Just because of how long it is, even though I'm at 8 times speed. We will see. Hopefully the stream's up and running again. I think it is. Game is still going, according to AOE2 Rex. Yeah, Jesse was like really forced in the corner here. He had his eco here, but then that got caught out. I think Unrestricted beat most of that down yet. Like I said, just Power Slav was just able to power through as the Palmyrians get himself to the Bronze Age pretty quick. And Tonzo, yeah, had a pretty nice game early on. And did manage to get quite a bit of damage in with the cavalry. But when he gets to the Iron Age, he just didn't quite get the unit numbers up and then lost most of his base. And you'll see that he ends up rebuilding most of his base over here. So at this point, yeah, Jesse's already down to 6 villages at this point, and he starts rebuilding his base here, but then he actually rebuilds his TC down here. And so he's come from, at this point, yeah, he's on 6 vills, and he manages to build himself all the way back into the game again. Like I said, Unrestricted, a little bit boxed in the corner there, but I guess that's maybe you shouldn't try to build on the edge of the map if you can try and get away with it. Yeah, Power Slav with those early chariot archers in. Didn't actually really manage to get too much damage in early on. I think at some point he does manage to bring a bunch of chariot archers into the middle of the map here. But yeah, he was just like completely untouched for so long. And yeah, Tonzo started building a bit more of a base over here, which ended up sort of being his main base later on. Yeah, Restricted still only in the Tool Age at this point, and he ends up being like one of the last players to hit the Bronze and Iron Age. Yeah, the Chariot Archers move in at this point. Managed to clean up all of Unrez's army as he does hit the Bronze Age. And I think, yeah, Power Slav's already hit the Iron at this point. But like I said, he doesn't manage to get a few kills here, but outside of this, he doesn't get too much damage done. And the cavalry starts attacking from Tonzo. And I think the chariots get in the back of Tonzo's base, if I remember correctly. And Tonzo loses a lot of the eco around here. Got a couple of Tool Age units doing some damage there that I hadn't noticed previously. And at some point, Bone gets like absolutely annihilated. And it's somehow, oh, okay, here we go now. He sneaks the vills in. And I guess does Chins delete this for him? Chins does? Okay. So Chins allows Bone to rebuild in the corner there. As Iron Age, the heavy horse archers were already coming in for Power Slav at this point. At this point, I was thinking Power Slav was just going to completely stomp the game. As yeah, you can see he starts getting into Tonzo's base here. I think maybe he doesn't at this point. Maybe slightly later on then. So we're just still trying to catch up to the game because I DC'd. Let's see if it's still going. I've got a feeling it might not be. It might be over by the time I catch that. But yeah, it's good mass now. I think Power Slav manages to push in. Yeah, Cataphracts are in at this point, but it's just like the numbers just aren't enough. But Tonzo had rebuilt a decent amount of eco in the corner here. And Popeye was just sort of chilling as well. In fact, Unrestricted was actually still pretty high population at this point, but you can see Power Slav with over 200. Jesse manages to get up to the Bronze Age after just rebuilding in the corner here. And yeah, Power Slav got in on Tonzo's main base, which put Tonzo a little bit behind. Took him a little while to sort of get back in the game. How did these get dealt with? That's my question. I can't remember. Oh yeah, there was the back and forth between KT, who's called Jins, and Restricted. And I think, yeah, he targets down the wall, gets in. There are some more chariots here. Oh yeah, I think this is what puts Unrestricted on the back foot, and then he starts trying to rebuild a base in the corner here. Like, makes a run for it with the villagers. So actually, he did get some good damage here against Unrestricted, especially. Yeah, Bone very slowly building himself back into the game in the corner here. And at some point, yeah, the Catfract numbers start building up again from Tonzo, and that's where the game becomes a little bit closer again. You can see here Powerslav's 10k score ahead. Yeah, just sorry to anyone that's still watching the stream or just rejoined us. My internet unfortunately cut out, so I'm just trying to catch up back up again. But we've got 2 hours of gameplay to go, so I don't know if we are going to manage to catch up in time. Oh yeah, 70 horse archers in at this point. I think maybe... Oh yeah, Tonzo gets a really good raid in on Powerslav. Is that what happens at this point?
Gold, please.
I'm dead, 5 pop. I feel like Unres builds a base here again. Yeah, so Tonzo managed to pick off a few villages here. Oh yeah, he's one of the few players that actually knew where Powerslav was. I guess he just punches his way through a house. Yeah. And Powerslav didn't notice this. Lost a lot of his eco here. He still had a huge mass of horse archers though, so I don't know how he didn't manage to get more damage done with this. Oh, you went, actually, I think I missed this because I don't remember seeing him going on Popeye. And I guess the tower's just holding there. Maybe Powerslav could have been a little bit more aggressive here. Quite easily take down the towers. There we go, with this number of horse archers. Bone just still chilling in the corner there. And yeah, the Catfrax just annihilated all of Powerslav's eco there. And I think he still stays in the game for a little while, but that was actually a gap in the wall there, and I never noticed that. And yeah, this is where Chin started getting it back into the game with the side chariots. So actually Chin's slowly works his way up the leaderboard. And Popeye's been like sat on like 5. He sits on this gold that he has for so long throughout the whole game. But yeah, even though Tonzo managed to do so much damage to Powerslav, like I said, he still has this huge massive horse archers. So he's actually got 57 here, which means he must have a bunch somewhere else. I'm just trying to see where those might be, because I can't see them on the map. But yeah, he's just kind of like stopped making stuff at this point, which is, I think I kept noticing Powerslav kept doing. I guess he was just focusing on like the military engages. It's like you can see here he's just stopped making units. It's like he could just be making chariots or something at this point. So Popeye manages to get some decent damage in again as well. And this is where I was thinking maybe Popeye was going to be the saviour of the game. And you'll sort of see that Bone kind of slowly overtakes KT's base. And this, yeah, Jesse at this point has built himself all the way back into the game. He's in the Iron Age at this point, having some engagements. And I think it was the Phalangite was keeping him in the game against the Catfrax here. Where are you going, Cat? Either go away or sit down, Cat. And yeah, Chin's in with the chariots, gets good damage in on KT. And then, oh, there's just a hole in the wall. That's how they got in. Okay, I didn't notice that when it was live. All the units come flooding in. So yeah, there's literally just a gap in the wall there, which put Jesse in a little bit of a pinch. But again, the Phalangite at this point was pretty nice. Is the game over? Oh, I did. I DC'd, man. My internet cut out, and I've been just trying to catch up. For GG's. Oh wait, you're about to end? Okay. Are you just like watching on a restricted stream as well? I'm just trying to like... The fastest I can do is 8 times. Why can't I do faster than 8? Still like a way off. It's gonna be like 10 more minutes before I catch up again. But yeah, like I said, like Powerslav was just in this corner by himself, and just I'm surprised he didn't get more done than he did. Like I said, I think there was just a few times where he wasn't producing when he should have done, maybe. I don't know how he didn't see Popeye's units there as well. Yeah, unrestricted, like, rebuilt. There we go. That's where he started trying to rebuild. Eventually, at some point, he manages to squeeze a TC at the back here. Yeah, just a huge chariot. Side chariot mass machines started taking control a bit at this point. Tonzo is still... is this the big engage that Tonzo has? I think he plays a little bit longer than this. I think Jesse kills quite a lot of Tonzo's cataphracts around now, and then just opts to tap out. I guess maybe he was a little bit short on gold. Is it around here? I can't remember exactly. I think he GG's out at this point, so Tonzo actually was the first one to tap out. Jesse messaging me. Okay, not quite yet. I think maybe there's like one more battle they have, and then Tonzo decides to tap out. Like I said, maybe just because he did run out of gold. Yeah, just has like a little bit of gold left there, I think. And yeah, Chin's just dominating. KT. I think, yeah, Bone then uses that chance to just like retake all this area. Does KT even have anything? He has 10 villagers left. Don't know where he runs to with those. Is he a TC here? No, he's got a TC here. Yeah, unfortunately, my internet cut out, so I'm just trying to catch back up again. I'm assuming you won though, Jesse, as you were in a pretty commanding position. Let go of me, cat. Ah, you clawed my arm. What have you done that for? There we go. So yeah, I guess I'll just keep this going until the next lobby's up, just to try and see the end of the game. I think we're on about 2 hours 20. That was a pretty long game though, so I'm not sure how many people are going to rejoin. It's a pretty ridiculous one. And there's the big engage over here on the right. I think Popeye takes some decent losses here. But then Tonzo's still in at this point, actually. I thought he resigned by now. Maybe it was just a little bit later on. And then we have the big conflict. I think Powerslav manages to get his cavalry archers into a nice little spot. I think hides him up here, behind the TC, a little later on. Yeah, this is where he starts switching into the side chariot. So, run out of gold. 5 already in lobby, good to know. I've been streaming for quite some time now. hoping maybe this next game goes a little bit quicker than this one. Yeah, people selling the stone, just trying to get gold. So I think maybe it's actually here where Tonzo taps out. Yeah, I did. I mean, you didn't quite catch the start of it, Jesse, but like 7 of you were just like in this part of the map here, and then Power Slav was just like here in the corner by himself, just like completely untouched, like unrestricted, sort of like had himself in a little hole. And yeah, like I saw you go for this, and you just had a really small little base over here, and just because you were completely out of the way, just nobody noticed it for a long time. Yeah, well, it made the very early game like really hectic, just because like sort of so many of you in this like area here, and they were just all fighting each other. Like Bone nearly died pretty early on as well, and Chin's basically let him hide in this little corner for ages. But I think at this point, did Chins get raided? I mean, look how much like how many units he's making here. I don't know, like. And yeah, still got a decent number of cataphracts of Tonzo at this point. So Tonzo definitely lasted a lot longer than I remembered him doing. Power Slav trying to move in on this end. I mean, yeah, like Power Slav got a lot of kills, but it just... where was the kills? There we go. Like, it's got 1,000 kills here, but it just... never felt like he was actually knocking anyone out of the game. I guess he nearly killed Unrestricted, and Unrestricted managed to run over to this corner. Now this is the bit where he sneaks into the back here. And what are you doing, Cap? Pretty big battle here. I guess Chins must have got raided at some point though, because he just like tapped out eventually. Pretty sure Tonzo died first though. Actually got some cataphracts trapped. Oh no, they're not trapped, they can go through it. That's a bit weird. I was trying to pass through that. But yeah, once Jesse got the Centurions, and it was really hard, man. Yeah, well you put yourself right in the core, like at the edge of the map, and there was like KT was like here, and I think Popeye's original base was like only here, and he spread down to the bottom corner. And like Jesse was around here. Yeah, you can see the walls there. That's where he had his original base. So you were like right in the corner. I mean, everyone was fighting Stone Age because like there were 7 of you like in just this area of the map, and then Power Slav was just in this part of the map by himself. Like I'm trying to catch up to the game because I DC'd, but like I'll show you back all the way if I go all the way back here. Yeah, that's how close everyone was there. So like Bone got pretty chewed out early on as well because he was it. So like it was Bone and Jesse both just got like annihilated in the early game, and then Power Slav was just in the side here, just chilling by himself. But anyway, I'll try and keep us catching up again before the next game kicks off. Although I was saying that, you've already got a full lobby. So maybe we'll just have to sack this one off, and unfortunately we didn't get to see the end of this game. I still don't actually 100% know who won. I presume it was Jesse. Yeah, I mean, it went on for a long time. I got to like 2 hours 20, and then my internet just like dropped randomly, and I've just been trying to catch up. Yeah, my internet just cut out. So and then like the game kicked me out, so I had to like start from the very beginning of the game again. Yeah, no, you go for it. I'll catch up in a sec. I'll probably just quit out of this one. Unfortunately, we don't get to see the end of it. I'm fairly sure it was Jesse that won, though. I don't know if we can get that confirmed. Yeah, okay. Yeah, those Centurions, like, if you don't have any ranged units to deal with them, they just killed everything. Well, you like just because, like I said, you went to the other side of the map where just nobody was, and like 80% of the action was in this side of the map. So this was like a really good place to rebuild your base from, because like no one was going to touch you until later on. So that like worked out really well in your favor. And yeah, Unrestricted just like having to like try to rebuild his towns all over the place. And, like Power Slav's still in the game at this point, but then Power Slav gets knocked out and Unrestricted just sort of inherits his base. But yeah, I'll skip out of this one though. And like I said, Jesse managed to pull it out of the bag, working his way all the way from 8th back up to first spot. Power Slav went for you. Yeah, that was a little bit confusing. I don't know really. It was kind of weird. He kind of just like went into the center here, and then yeah, I don't know. Like the thing was, Tonzo was around. Like you can see the rest of Tonzo's walls here, and Tonzo was like the only player really contesting Power Slav because he got the Iron Age pretty quickly as well. So I think Power like went to attack Tonzo, and then was like, actually he's a bit too hard to fight right now, and then just fought everyone else around him instead. But then when Power Slav got a decent number in, Tonzo ended up retreating back over here and just fighting Jesse for a while. And then Jesse's Centurions kind of cleaned up Tonzo. But yeah, like as I said, I think they're about to launch the next lobby. So of our 2 community games tonight, Jesse was actually the first winner. Jesse wasn't supposed to win. He was supposed to let one of the community members win instead of one of the admin staff, but that's fine. He's just representing the team. I'm going to have to take a